Yes, Naveed Basha Saab, founder, director, Ideal International School. He is B Electronics, nearly more than 26 years of experience in educational field. Being an engineer, he knows the modern things, and being as the correspondent, he knows all the educational things. So both of these are blended in his talk. No, he is going to talk on a very interesting topic. Let us listen to Janab. Yes, Naveed Basha.
Okay, sir.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Salim Sab, and thank you, Omid, for giving this chance uh, for the improvement of our community to speak on the topics related to the education field. Today, we will talk about our students. Finally, that is what matters in any school. For any school, to what extent their students could achieve, could succeed in life, and to what extent they could go in their life. That is what is important. That is the final destination, we can say. Now, in what way the school will get connected, or the school will prepare their students to be successful? Now, how do you define successful? Successfulness, and where a school which is basically prioritized for academic studies and academics as their main purpose is coming into the picture of building a successful student. Yes, this is a very important point. To many extent, most of the schools they do, but not as their main purpose, or maybe they do it in disguise, because of which many times it remains incomplete, because for them, or for most of the schools, academics is the main thing, and the other thing is extras or a supportive thing. But here you will realize that it is equally important to build your child for the life skills. I would say life skills means when you go out of the school, or when you complete your studies, how you will approach in your life, what you'll do, how you'll approach in your life. Now, for a successful person, there are few basic characters which needs to be built for everyone. Like in our Islam also, Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is made it compulsory to do things on time. For example, 5 times Salah on time, whether it is raining, whether you are sick, whether you are not feeling happy, whatever is the condition, you cannot neglect. You have to value the time and the purpose. So that training is being given every day, 5 times a day. So this will inculcate the value for time and to do things on time with a purpose. Now, this character we need to build. Now, I'll say some of the characters we need to have, like for a successful person, like consistency. See, it is said that the successful person is not the one who is more intelligent, or he is not the one who is extra smart or hyperactive. The successful person is the one who is consistent in his approach. He has to be consistent. This character you need to build in the school, in your day-to-day life. Why we are getting these things into the school? Now, there are for two reasons. Of course, from older days, school or the educational institution used to incorporate all these things, the basic foundation in terms of ethics, in terms of sincerity, obedience. they used to incorporate in the school itself. The environment, they used to practice all these things. But nowadays, due to our express and fast life, everyone are just focused on some materialistic purpose, neglecting the inherent qualities that a person or a child must have. Like school is the foundation for his education, for his knowledge. It is also a foundation to build the good character required for a child to be a successful person in his life. Now, the good characters everyone knows, like not telling lies, like having good morals and ethics, and many a times controlling their anger. Lot many things are there to list out. Now, where in the school comes into picture for all these things? Not only school, even their home. Most of these characters we used to build at home itself. Now the parents are busy, the life is very fast, the parents don't have that much time, and there are a lot of deviating work which is sometimes not useful also, wasting time on phone by the parents as well as by the students has developed a big gap in terms of preparing the child for the future. Now, I'll tell you one thing. See, if a person is highly educated or maybe a gold medalist, and if that person doesn't have a good character, a positive attitude, and to move along with the other colleagues, maybe he might get the job, he might achieve the job, but to remain in job, these are the qualities required: a sincerity, obedience, a positive approach, moving together, working together, respecting each other, and having value for each one of us. If the person doesn't have these characters, maybe he will get the job and he will also be kicked off the job immediately. And it is the same moving along with the friends or moving in their own family everywhere. See, these are the things which are valued the most. Maybe you might have a doctorate degree. Because of that, maybe many people will come close to you. Many people might respect you without knowing you because you have a doctorate degree or you have the highest knowledge required. But once they come close, it is your character, your personal approach, the ethics you have, the moral you display that will keep people connected to you and respect you more and value you more in future. Now, the character building, how it is related with the school. Yes, school is the foundation for everything I say, not only for knowledge, as well as for preparing the child with good character. Like the child is telling lies, maybe afraid of the teacher, then uh, the teacher's responsibility is to make the child realize that making mistakes or doing mistakes is nothing special. It will happen in day to day life. And the person who is moving around only will do certain mistakes, maybe knowingly, unknowingly, or due to the some mood at that time. But the person must not tell lie in that situation. Yes, a mistake has happened with me. Okay, I'll face what it is. So you must develop the character of facing a mistake by the child. Similarly, good ethics and positive attitude. Now, one thing let me introduce here, the very important. Teachers are always role models for the children until they are in the school. Maybe until grade 7, I can guarantee that. Maybe 8, 9, 10, They might feel that they are growing up, but still they'll have that respect and manners for their teacher whom they are fond of, whom they like. So these characters, what I am telling, if that is not displayed by their teacher, by their role model, it will not come to the student. Maybe if the teacher is telling lies, or if the teacher is shouting and showing her anger on the students, and we expect the students to control their anger and to behave in a positive way, it is not possible. See, teachers must have these characters first. Like, if the teacher is not behaving with responsibility, or with gratitude, or moving along with the other staff members, these characters to some extent or to fully they have to display. Now, why this responsibility is coming to the school? One of the reasons is, previously we used to have a joint family wherein lot of people used to be there in that family of all ages, maybe youngsters, maybe the children of the same age, also the elders, the grandparents, everyone used to be there, because of which the people of that age and experience used to visualize and develop the character in the children. So that used to help to a lot extent before, but now we almost have a nucleus family wherein only father and mother are there to support in whatever way the children can, and sometimes maybe not father also, only mother who need to meet both ends at home, as well as go and do the job and bring money and lot many things. So this will overshadow her responsibility of taking care of children with good character. Like, we are building the basics in the knowledge, with that these children can become engineers and doctors, maybe PhDs, whatever it is. Similarly, we need to build the foundation of character also, right, in the school. Like I say that, if some these days, why these suicides and other things are happening, that is because children are used to getting successful easily. Or, for example, if they need a chocolate, immediately they are purchasing. If they need a new dress, parents are supporting. Also, they are having a phone which will make them unlimited. So they are getting used to of what we say is, whatever they want, they are getting it. Now, if sometime, if this doesn't happen, like for example, there are many cases wherein for pity reasons people end their life. That is because they are not trained to deal with failures. See, failure is nothing new. It is a part of life. First, we need to make understand this point to our children. And also, the greatness of failure is, it is a step towards success, and it is a learning. Like, when someone talk to Thomas Alva Edison, when he was trying to make bulb, he failed in several ways. Then one of his friend, he said that, now you tried almost any hundreds of ways and you could not achieve. Where do you find? What do you think? Yani, he was trying to tell him that, yani, it is not possible. Then the answer, very positive, what Thomas Alva Edison gave him is that, I know 200 ways wherein bulb cannot be prepared. So obviously there are other ways in which bulb could have been prepared. And that is the consistency and the dedication a person must have, and a positive attitude wherein failure is not the end, but it is a step towards success or the learning. You must take it in that way. So these characters we need to develop in the classes, in their day-to-day life in the school. The teachers must take this responsibility. When they can take this responsibility, they must have the understanding of this. Also, they must themselves inculcate certain points, what I'm telling to a larger extent. No, thankfulness, gratitude, and appreciating others. See, everyone cannot be a winner. That also you must make the person understand. And the winner or the first ranker is not the end to become successful. So, this point also you must understand, wherein the child will not get into ego or into indifference with some person getting a better marks than him. No problem, everything is part of life. These things you must make them understand in their day-to-day activities happening in the school. There is one way of improving them is to giving them some sense of responsibility, which many of the schools does by dividing the children into different groups or different batches, then giving them responsibility at different points, like after the assembly, then when we come up with some events and all these things. So you need to use the children in these uh, situations wherein the child can display himself in, when it is informal or what we can say, mm, in a casual approach. See, in the interviews, many companies, what they does is the final interview will be at the lunch or on the dinner or whatever it is. That is because they will make the other person feel comfortable and make the situation informal, so that the person who used to be very balanced and tight will open up with his actual real characters or real person which is there hiding in him. So that is how we need to observe the children when they are in a situation wherein while playing or in the free time and these things. See, one more thing I would like to tell here is, Alhamdulillah, Allah Ta'ala has inculcated the habit to distinguish between the good and bad without teaching them. Any person, if he does something wrong or if he finds something which is not good, immediately he will realize it without any training the person. But due to some things which are back of his mind will overshadow that uh, feeling. So we need to bring them. See, the whole point here is we need to make the children understand that always the good habits, good attitude, and the morals only will help the child to be respectful in his family, in maybe in future in his right now in his friends. Also, the circle of friends for the child will make you realize that what kind of mindset the child is having. So these things you must give them clarity that you need to have this basic foundation. With this, in the future, whatever the challenges might be, there might be situations wherein you might fail in your, maybe in your own company which you have started, or maybe some other situation, sudden something happens in your life. Maybe yani, you plan that yani, from next month onwards I will do so many things, and suddenly something happens and you could not focus on that, but that must not demoralize the child. All these things we need to practice them in the school itself, like we practice their good handwriting, like we practice their language quality, or whatever things academically we do. We must also regularly improve their attitude, their morals in the school. Now, how this will happen to many extent, like before the Mala said, the child, the staff or the teacher has to display that. That will automatically attract the children towards good. See, one best thing about a human being is Allah Ta'ala has put in the person what is to distinguish between good and bad, also to get attracted and valued towards the good. Maybe sometimes they do mistake out of ignorance, but they will definitely, once they realize, they will come back. See, this characters of gratitude, appreciation, these are the characters. Apart from this, one common good thing about a successful person is said reading books. Like reading different books will bring him good ideas, will open his mind analytically and visualize in his brain the things what he'll be reading. So, reading books, you'll have to bring that habit regularly in the students in the school itself. This will benefit both the way as well as for his academics, and also to know a lot many things. Like for example, academically, I never learned about personal uh, character building, or how to influence people or public speaking or all these things. But I read books of Dale Carnegie when I just started working. So I was in a bachelor and I had ample time. So I started reading about personality development and I could practice many things. But that happened at a later age. But if it happens in the school with the teachers training at the early age, the foundations what they get, that will become very strong, which will help them in their life after. Like children, they never forget about their school days and their school teachers, the same thing, they will never forget the positive attitude and the character which we developed in the school. So, the successful person, what he requires, everyone knows. The thing is that when and where to develop it and how, that is more important. And I say, like for academics, school is the foundation, and for his personal character building also, school is the foundation. So with this I end my talk. I hope that some briefly I have covered many points, or I have given the vision towards going or making our student in a positive direction. Thank you very much. If anybody is having any questions with the students or their personal experience, you can ask me.
No, sir. Clear, sir.
Thank you. Maybe someone from this good number, we are having 60 odd or 50 odd, whatever it is. Okay, I
No
think
doubt.
nobody is having. Well, that's very nice. Thank you very much for listening to